Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Kentucky Downs here on Saturday. It's the 12th of September 2020. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Kentucky Downs, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Let's get to the stakes action on today's program from Kentucky Downs, races 7 through 11. The 7th race, it's the Kentucky Downs Ladies Turf. Grade 3, purse $500,000, race for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have 8 horses heading to the turf course, a distance of ground of 1,600 meters, with a distance of ground of 1 mile on the turf course. 1,600 meters, 1 mile. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 6 horse, who is Regal Glory. We'll go 6-8-3-7 in the superfecta. 6-8-3-7 super. Top selection 6 horse, Regal Glory. This 4-year-old by Animal Kingdom. Chad Brown trains. Jose Ortiz gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 27th of June at Belmont, 1 mile on the Widener turf course in the Grade 1 just game. The horse finished 4th by 4 3/4 lengths there, and basically just had nothing. Was very wide and just kind of hit the wall. It wasn't the day to win. Newspaper record went on to, it was having a decent, didn't win last week at Churchill, but had a very good early on year. Uni finished 3rd, was your 2019 British Cup mile winner, so that was a good group of horses, just couldn't keep up. Earned 96 Spire. That 96 Spire can win against these horses today. Problem is, can she handle the quirkiness of Kentucky Downs? 2 back in the Intercontinental at Belmont, soft ground, 7 furlongs, June the 6th, and the horse finished 2nd by 4 lengths, and basically the bridesmaid to newspaper record that day, who just basically had everything her own way on the front end. This horse was just really never getting into it. It wasn't her day to win off the break also. And then before then, the QE2 Cup at Keeneland, a mile on the 8th, October the 12th. The horse finished 6th by 4 lengths, drawn stupidly wide, didn't break all that well, and just couldn't get into it. But before that, won the Lake Placid very nicely with a dead heat with Varenka, then won the Lake George very nicely, and then won the Penn Oaks very nicely. The horse is a versatile kind of horse, could set the pace or come from a little bit behind. I like the horse a lot. 9-5. His Beyer numbers are much the best, facing so tough horses. Single in the pick 5 that begins with this race. So to recount my selection for the 7 from Kentucky Downs, it's the Kentucky Downs Ladies Turf. Let's take the 6 horse Regal Glory as a top selection. We'll go 6-8-3-7 in the superfecta. The 8th race from Kentucky Downs now, it is the Kentucky Downs Ladies Turf. It's the Kentucky Downs Ladies Sprint. Grade 3, purse $500,000, race fillies, mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 15 horses, but only a dozen could go on the turf course. A distance of ground here of 1,300 meters, or 1,300 meters, or the 6.5 furlong trip on the turf course. 1,300 meters, 6.5 furlongs. My top selection, we're going to go with the number 7 horse here, who is Kariba. I'm going to go 7-6-2-10 in the superfecta. 7-6-2-10 super. Top selection, 7 horse Kariba. This 4-year-old filly by Cairo Prince. Christophe Clement trains. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 1st of August, Saratoga. 5.5 on the Mellon turf course in the Caress. And the horse won by half length. And it had basically a good trip. A dream trip that day, but didn't break all that well, but Stock got the lead and then quickened up nicely. That was a very good run. Coming here, third off the break, back to the sprinting trip, which they finally figured out this horse wants to do. I think she could get a good run. 2 back at Belmont, 6 furlongs, lines race 66,000. First off the bench, first time turf sprinting. The horse won by 1/2 lengths, and basically Stock got the lead and got the victory. Very, very easy race. And then before that, at Gulfstream, 1 mile and ops 25, finishing 2nd by 2 1/4 lengths. She was with him early on, had the lead, but then kind of hit the wall late. Maybe the mile's just a little bit too long, but 6.5 today from a stalling position. I think she could go a long way. At 8-1, let's take her. So to recap my selection for the 8th from Kentucky Downs, it's the Kentucky Downs Ladies Sprint. Let's go with the 7 horse Kariba. We'll go 7-6-2-10 in the superfecta to race number 9 now. Race number 9 from Kentucky Downs, it's the Kentucky Downs Juvenile Turf Sprint. It's going for a purse $500,000, race for 2-year-olds here. We have 10 horses heading to the turf course. Again, the distance of ground is 1,300 meters, or 6.5 furlongs on the turf course. 1,300 meters, 6.5 furlongs. My top selection here, you think you're very likely winner is the 9 horse out of door. I'm going to go 9-4-10-5 in the superfecta. 9-4-10-5 super. Top selection to 9 horse out of door. This 2-year-old colt by Outwork. Wesley Ward trains. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets the mount. Horses that started only once, but that was a very good debut on the 26th of July at Saratoga. 5.5 on the Mellon, main special weight 72,000. Winning by 2 3/4 lengths. Basically stalked, got the lead, and then didn't really get the whip. Quickened up easily. That was a very good run. Coming back here to Kentucky Downs, Wesley Ward's had some great statistics in the past with victories. and also having a very good meeting. I think this horse could go a long way. They spent quite a few bucks on him, so I think they're expecting good out of him. But the most recent workout pounds have been very good. 4 furlongs, 49 flat, the fourth best workout 5, and then on a Monday main track at Keeneland, 5 furlongs in 1 minute and fifth of the second. Can't speak, pardon me. Haven't had enough coffee yet today, and also been up since 5 a.m. Don't ask why. But the 5 furlong workout 1 minute and 4/5 of the second, the best of 9. That was a good workout, I thought, on the muddy track, very clumpy track. And then a Keeneland workout, 5 furlongs, 101 and 1/5 second, fourth best workout of 10. He's training well, back to turf, 2-1. Like I said, that debut was very impressive. Single in the multi-race for this third leg. So to recap my selection for the 9th from Kentucky Downs, it's the Kentucky Downs Juvenile Turf Sprint. Let's take the 9 horse out of door. We'll go 9-4-10-5 in the superfecta. The featured 10th race now from Kentucky Downs. It is the Kentucky Turf Cup. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $1 million, raced for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have an overflow field, 16 horses entered, but only 12 could go. The 2,400 meter journey, or the distance of ground of 1.5 miles on the turf course. 2,400 meters, 1.5 miles here in the Kentucky Turf Cup. My top selection, I'm going to go take the number 6 horse Postulation. We'll go 6-10-5-2 in the superfecta. 6-10-5-2 super. Top selection, 6 horse Postulation. The 8-year-old gelding by Harlan's Holiday. Michael Match trains. Julian Leperoux gets the mount. Horse has only had 1 start so far in 2020. That came at Keeneland on the 12th of July. 1.5 miles in the grade 2 Elkhorn. And the horse finished second by 3/4 length there. And was with them early on. Just couldn't quicken up late, but still ran his heart out. 35-1. He ran decently. He showed a lot of heart. 97 Buyer. That was very impressive. He showed that he still could run a good race. 2 back in the Red Smith at Aqueduct, mile 38, November the 23rd. He finished 4th by 5 lengths there. And he was drawn stupidly wide, and he just wasn't gaining enough ground. Sadler's Joy just, ran the race of his life there, I thought. And then before then, the Sycamore Keeneland, 1.5 miles, October the 17th. He finished 3rd by 3 lengths. And again, he was just a little bit wide, and he just couldn't quicken up to his good potential. And then the Japan Turf Cup at Laurel, 1.5 miles, September the 28th. He finished 3rd by a neck there, and again he just kind of was drifting that day, and because of the drifting late, he was placed 5th through disqualification, and he wasn't going to get into it. And then before then, the Precious Passion at Monmouth over the 1.5 miles, winning by 2 3/4 lengths. It was very lesser quality horses, but he still got the job done. I like him a lot. He likes the 1.5 mile trip. He could also sit closer, which I think is good. At 8-1, let's give him a master shot here. I also think your likeliest winner would be the 10 horse, who is Zulu Alpha. Hasn't been seen since that Alcorn, which he won very nicely. His buyer numbers have been digressing a little bit, than they were last year, but he's still running these good races. He won the Pegasus Turf Cup earlier this year very nicely. Came back with a place in the Pan American, then won the Elkhorn very, very nicely, showing a gritty performance. But some of those races in 2019 were very impressive. He actually ran this race last year, winning by 3 1/4 lengths, a going away victory, circling the field. That was very impressive. But coming back here at 7-5, he's also a very likely winner. So to recap my selection for the 10th from Kentucky Downs, it's the grade 3 $1 million Kentucky Turf Cup. Let's take the 6 horse Postulation as a top selection. Also give kudos to the 10 horse Zulu Alpha. We'll go 6-10-5-2 in the superfecta, 6-10 in the multi-race. Let's get to the nightcap, the 11th race from Kentucky Downs. Race number 11, it is the Runhappy Turf Sprint. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse $700,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses going the distance of ground of 1,200 meters, or the distance of ground here of 6 furlongs on the turf course. 1,200 meters, 6 furlongs. My top selection, I'm going to go take the number 4 horse, who is Totally Boss. We'll go 4-9-3-2 in the superfecta, 4-9-3-2 super. Top selection of 4 horse, Totally Boss. This 5-year-old gelding by Street Boss, George Arnold trains. Florent Giroux gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came to 11th of July, Keeneland. 5.5 furlongs in the grade 2 Shakertown, and the horse finished second by head and closed up from nowhere. Stupidly wide, way out of it early. For him to nearly win, that was a very impressive race. Coming back here second off the break, back to Kentucky Downs, where he's run very well in the past. I expect him to rate highly here. 2 back in the allowance race, 68,000 at Churchill, 5 furlongs, May 29th. That race could have been a graded stakes race. He finished 8th by 5 1/4 lengths there, and he just had a horrible trip. You need a good trip in turf sprints. That was basically a picture perfect textbook ride of how not to get a ride in a turf sprint. taken up. He just couldn't really recover after that. And then before then, the British Cup Turf Sprint, Santa Anita, 5 furlongs November the 2nd. He finished 10th by 6.5 lengths. Again, he had to steady that day and was stupidly wide. He just wasn't going to win against those from the rail. And then before that, from the rail early on. And then before that, last year's Kentucky Distaff, Kentucky Turf Sprint, whatever they call this race last year, here Kentucky Downs over the 6 furlongs. He won by 1.25 lengths again, drawn a little bit wide from stalking position. He just took off clear. That was a very impressive race. And then he won the preview race at Ellis for this one last year very nicely. Coming here off a little bit of refreshing things, been training well at Keeneland. 9-2, let's take him. I think you also have to use a 9-horse Imprimus or Primus. That DQ last time out at Saratoga, my God, I don't think he should have been DQ'd, but, he still ran his heart out there, earning a 101 buyer. Before then, the Breeze Cup, he had a throw problem that put him on the sidelines, but they fixed that last time out. He's come back here at 8-1. He's training very well at Gulfstream. Let's use them on the multis, but to recap my selection for the 11th from Kentucky Downs, it's the Grade 3, 700,000 Runhappy Turf Sprint. Let's take the 4-horse Totally Boss top selection. Also give kudos to the 9-horse Imprimus. We'll go 4-9, 3-2 in the superfecta, 4-9 in the multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.